U.S. Highway 26 in Wyoming, from mileposts 48 to 73, has been identified as a top priority in the state for reducing wildlife vehicle collisions. This 25-mile stretch of highway, roughly centered on Dubois, is in the heart of mule deer winter range. This landscape is also important for other species, including elk, moose, bighorn sheep, white-tailed deer, and other wildlife. Habitats on both sides of the highway are important to area wildlife, so maintaining habitat connectivity is critical for allowing animals to access the resources they need. This, coupled with vehicle speeds, increasing traffic, and frequent wildlife movements across the highway, has resulted in rising wildlife vehicle collisions over the past years. Wildlife vehicle collisions account for 74% of all vehicle crashes in this stretch of the highway. The cost of these collisions is estimated at nearly $800,000 each year. This cost includes property damage, accident response and cleanup costs, and the value of the wildlife themselves. To address this issue, the Wyoming Department of Transportation and Wyoming Game and Fish have completed a mitigation assessment that includes recommended strategies to significantly reduce wildlife vehicle collisions. The plan splits the project area into 8 segments, each with their own collision reduction strategies. While these strategies vary by segment, many of them fall into the following categories: right-of-way fencing improvements to reduce roadside barriers to wildlife movements across roads and prevent animals from becoming trapped on a roadway. Vegetation improvements, such as clearing pathways under existing bridges and reducing vegetation that makes it difficult for drivers to see wildlife. Improving and maintaining existing culverts, bridges, and stock passes so that wildlife can move safely through them. This can mean adding a natural ground surface within a culvert, or setting back fences and gates to allow wildlife to access these structures. Traffic improvements, such as improved lighting or new roadway technologies as they advance and become more reliable and effective. Building dedicated wildlife crossings with high wildlife fencing to guide animals to safe passages under or over the roadway in critical locations. The highest priority segment in the project area is Segment 6, which is east of Dubois and runs roughly from Longhorn Ranch to the Military Vehicles Museum. This segment had the second highest average rate of wildlife vehicle collisions, and it includes the milepost location with the highest single rate of collisions across the entire project. The recommended strategy for this segment is a comprehensive wildlife collision mitigation system, consisting of building new wildlife crossings, connected with wildlife exclusion fencing. This fencing will also tie into existing bridges and culverts that can be improved to encourage wildlife passage. The recommended new wildlife crossings include 3 wildlife underpasses at milepost 58.6, 61.5, and 62.9, as well as a wildlife overpass at milepost 59.5. All of these crossing structures are designed to take advantage of the surrounding topography and existing wildlife paths. This will minimize grading impacts and improve the likelihood of wildlife using the crossings. The wildlife overpass connects the raised landscape on either side of the highway, and it provides a different experience than the underpasses. While some animals will use either type of crossing, some species prefer either under or overpasses. These 4 wildlife crossings, combined with wildlife fencing improvements and improvements to existing bridges and culverts for wildlife passage, form a complete system for reducing wildlife vehicle collisions while providing safe passages for wildlife to connect to habitat and resources on either side of the highway. Wildlife crossings connected with high wildlife fencing are known to reduce wildlife vehicle collisions by up to 90%. A high-level benefit-cost analysis shows that the cost of this system would be offset within 27 to 29 years, and the lifespan of a wildlife crossing is at least 75 years, meaning that the crossings will provide ongoing benefits far beyond the initial payoff period. To learn more about this project, visit the Lander Region's Wildlife and Roadways page on the Wyoming Game and Fish Department's website.